So I want to introduce you to one of the two young women who we're going to have speak today. Frances came on our radar because she was being bullied online. She did something that I think 15 at the time was probably hard for any 15-year-old to do. She sat down, got to her final basketball game of the year, realized pretty quickly there was a biological boy playing on the Shelton team, the other team, and she decided that she wasn't going to play. And she's now been making her voice heard on this issue anytime she has a platform extended to her to do so. So please join me in welcoming Frances Stout.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frances Stout. I am here today to ask you to support in signing these two initiatives and also make aware of what is going on in Washington State. There seems to be a few misconceptions about the narrative surrounding Title IX, as well as the threats that women are facing in sports and public spaces. Last February, when I was 15 years old, there was an 18-year-old man in my locker room. He was also playing against my team in our girls' basketball game. I chose to sit out and not to play. When I expressed my concerns to my principal, Zach Suderman, as well as my athletic director, Jordan McGrath, I was told by them that my feelings did not matter and that they were not going to admit or even acknowledge that this was a boy on the opposing team, nor do anything to stop it. As a result of me calling this person a man, I was investigated by the Tumwater School District and the WIAA for harassment and bullying and for misgendering this individual. Let me tell you all, there are only two genders, and that's male and female. It gets worse. My own school guidance counselor, Anna Bush, publicly came out against me in a letter to the district as well as the teachers union and other teachers, coaches, and administrators at my school, posting several social media posts against me. I was called horrible names that I won't repeat. I was told I was going to hell, had people threatening to show up at my house, and had lost many so-called friends. I was told by my principal if I ever did so much as say anything like this again, I would be subject to further discipline and progressive consequences. Sadly, I've also had adults come up to me in private telling me they support me, but are too scared to say something as they are worried about their job. Imagine being a 15-year-old girl going to school each day, knowing these people who are supposed to be there for me were not only not there for me, but were publicly coming out against me. Let me tell you, it's an awful feeling and should never happen, not to me and not to anyone. When the voice belongs to a young woman like myself, who dares to stand up to autocrats such as Governor Bob Ferguson, Attorney General Nick Brown, and State Superintendent Chris Reichdahl, the agenda shifts, only serving a protected class who go along with their radical ideology. This leads to the biggest lie of all, that us women will be pushed out of the spaces that we occupy without a fight. Washington is in desperate need of immediate intervention, as the individuals I previously mentioned will do everything in their power to push radical gender ideology into our schools, interfere with healthy family structures, silence free thinking and debate, and remove religion from the public square. With this, they'll threaten anyone who gets in their way with frivolous allegations and lawsuits. Chris Reichdahl, a grown man who is so threatened by the truth, he literally looks the people of Washington in the face to tell them there are more than two genders and that this is not even an issue, as it affects such a small percentage of students. What about me, Chris Reichdahl? It has affected me. You stand up for your supporters who call a 15-year-old girl a bully, liar, and bigot. How dare you? Yes. My own principal, Zach Suderman, has thanked those who support this 18-year-old man who is in my locker room for their advocacy while threatening me with further discipline. What about me, Zach Suderman? Men should not be participating in women's sports, and biological boys and men should not be in my locker room or in my bathrooms. Go ahead and investigate me all you want. I dare you. I won't back down. And if there is another boy in my locker room or playing against me on one of my teams, you better believe I will not stay quiet. And you can use your woke idea of progressive consequence threat against me all you want. I'm calling on all of you to stand with me. You don't have to be an athlete, you just have to have common sense. Even the boys who are outraged can stand with me and believe that they know this is wrong and do something about it. It is the job of mothers, fathers, grandparents, coaches, teachers, and American citizens to protect our girls both physically as well as constitutionally under the First and 14th Amendments. I'm encouraging you all to sign the initiative, which will protect fairness in girls' sports. I'd like to thank my friends at Let's Go Washington who are doing great work in trying to get this initiative passed. I also want to thank Brandi, Kruse, as well as Fox News, Glenn Beck, Jen Say with XXXY Athletics, and Family Policy Institute of Washington, as well as other media outlets who have been able to be an advocate for the truth and given me platforms to do so on multiple occasions. It is us who will be the turning point in this country. No riots, mockery, threats, or violence will penetrate our minds. We are based in faith, righteousness, and truth, and this is a foundation not easily shaken. As a 16-year-old girl, I have enough belief in my principles to willingly subject myself to the harshest criticism, threats, and evil intentions. How interesting that it has only propelled me to greater heights. Today, I'm asking you to do the same. You have the power to speak out regardless of your age, job, religion, social status, or gender. You don't need to be a politician, professor, or expert. You need to have the bravery to look a lie in the face and choose not to accept it. The truth is, biological men have an advantage over women. They're stealing trophies from the women who have dedicated their lives to earning them, and we must stop pretending that people like Bob Ferguson and Chris Reichdahl care for our children. They champion these causes and villainize those who try and get in their way. What have they done for me? What have they done for you? And what will they try and do to your children? Taking away parental rights is of the utmost importance to them, and when they silence your voices as parents, we have lost. Washington Democrat Senate Majority Leader Jamie Peterson just said, and I quote, "Parents don't have right to have notice. They don't have right to have consent about their child's health care decisions. If parents don't, who does?" This problem is not going away. Men will continue to have the medals placed around their necks, but it is us girls who feel the weight on our shoulders. I pray that each one of you will find the courage within yourselves to speak out, have the conversations around the dinner table about what is right and what is wrong. Teach your children that they will never be in trouble for speaking up in a respectful manner, regardless of culture's consequences. Pray for those who are confused and vulnerable. Pray for our schools and pray for our country. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 says, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." Don't be timid. You have all the tools you need to make a difference. You may feel small, but don't forget, the silent majority is awakening, and we are bigger than you have ever seen before. Let me end by saying this. Governor Ferguson, Chris Reichdahl, and Nick Brown, we see right through you. And what we see is gutless men trying to stifle the voices of young women. I may be 16 years old, but I have way more guts than you'll ever have. We're not going to stand for it anymore. I'm calling your bluff, and I'm exposing the lies that you tell over and over, and I refuse to share my locker room with the boys and men or be kicked out or punished for doing so. I will not be stopped, and what you've done to me is wrong. I'm calling on President Trump to please take note about what is going on in Washington state. We need you, President Trump, to please put these out-of-touch politicians in their place and stop this nonsense. I won't stop. I won't stop, and I'm asking everyone listening to fight with me. Fight, fight, fight. We will not stand down.